Welcome to Townsville Enterprise documentary of the national importance of our copper supply chain, from the Mount Isa smelter to the Townsville refinery and out to the world through our port of Townsville. Across the next 5 episodes, we'll discover the deep interlinkages that make this supply chain so critical to Australia's future. China is choking out the competition to secure its own manufacturing future. Without immediate intervention, Australia risks losing its only copper smelter with third-party processing capability, leaving us dangerously exposed to international supply chains. Copper is one of the most critical strategic minerals, powering everything from solar panels to electric vehicles to defence systems and transmission networks. In North and Northwest Queensland, copper sustains over 17,000 jobs and contributes 16% of the region's entire economic output. The smelter is a vital link in both our national manufacturing capability and our local economy. Meeting with the smelter workers today, the feeling was raw. These are people with families, futures, and deep pride in their work and their community. But they are facing the heartbreak of uncertainty, fearing that the next shift could be their last. Today, we stand united from Townsville to Mount Isa with industry, the community, and government. The time to act is now, not just to protect the jobs we have, but to secure the future we need.
The smelter's pretty important. It's been a fundamental part of the business since 1954. It started off processing copper concentrate that was mined here in Mount Isa, producing a blister that was then refined further in Townsville. So the refinery in Townsville has also been around since the mid-50s. And the smelter is pretty important to the region as well. Now it processes third-party concentrates. So that is concentrates which we purchase from local mines, local within Australia. We've processed concentrates from as far as Western Australia, South Australia, as well as the mines around us. The fundamentals, energy, rail freight, access and cost need to support that sort of mining program.
Adam, you've seen it going through different stages, but we're probably more aware now how important smelter capacity is given the global uncertainty. Why is it a national asset, do you think?
So we are the only copper smelter in Australia that can process other people's concentrates. Now that's important because the cost of freighting concentrates to the Asian market or anywhere else in the world is immense. And we allow the miners to send their product to market at a much lower freight cost. As well, we're also fighting against a huge increase in the smelting capacity within Asia. So that includes India, China, Indonesia. The Asian increase in smelting capacity is a deliberate drive to corner the market.
Adam, there's so many jobs connected to it. What would it look like if we didn't have the smelter?
The skills, the knowledge that's been developed through imperatives to develop cheap and efficient smelting technology would disappear.
The mood of the workforce, how does it feel right now with the uncertainty that is around?
This is really coming to a head now. The seriousness of the position we're in and the market conditions are worse than they've ever been, which puts a lot of strain on us. The community feels that. I get questions when I'm in town from people about the viability of the smelter. They're all concerned about their long-term futures, their kids' schooling, housing, and their own jobs.
Yeah, so we've been running since about 2017 when we came on board with Carver. We've got around 180 personnel that work for Glencore. We do probably about 80% of all of our business with Mount Isa Mines and Glencore. The copper smelter obviously has their rebrick every 4 years. That's one of our biggest jobs and one of our biggest revenue raisers.
We could end up losing a big number of people, but you could lose a number of people right across through to Townsville. And we've never whinged about nothing. We've always supported. And it's the first time we've actually put our hand up and said, "Sir, listen, can you listen to us for a while?"
And we need to keep our smelting capability to allow us to provide the world the copper it needs to decarbonise. For our economy to thrive, we need to keep our copper.
We're engaging with governments and businesses directly. We're engaged in the interests of that community and in the interests of the country.
I think people are a lot more nervous around the smelter situation than they were around the underground copper mine, and that's certainly what we're hearing from the people that we speak in the community, be it businesses, local governments, like not just Mount Isa, it's all the different councils along the Flinders Highway as well. But it's becoming more and more complex, kind of wondering, well, who's going to be the person to save it? Because I don't think it's the state government can do it, or the federal government can do it, or private business can do it. And it's whether or not everyone can work together to figure it out.
It's a house of cards. You take away the smelter and this whole place falls apart. We're a community that actually gives back a lot, and we're just asking for a little bit of help because Mount Isa for 100 years has been able to do it without any government support. We've only actually provided government support. Now it's our turn to get a little bit of something in return, and I think that Mount Isa deserves, and the Northwest deserves it.